You know, it's important for us to give, but it's also important for us to realize that we don't always get everything we want when we want it. I hope I can put to words what's in my heart, because I know that this could be taken a lot of different ways, and I could be on the other side arguing the other side of this, of course. So, but I feel like there's a piece of the kingdom that is really important for us to capture as we live in all this favor. And I was talking to a pastor just a few weeks ago, and he said to me, he has several of our, this pastor has a large church, and he sent several students here, and he loves us, totally loves us, and we love him. We have a close relationship with him. And we were just interacting over dinner the other night, and he said, "Man, I love your school. I want to come again and just visit." And they started their school after us, and we helped them kind of get started and stuff. And he said, "I love your school. I love what you guys are doing. And our students that come back, they're just totally rocked and they're changed." And he said, "But can you receive a suggestion?" I'm like, "Yeah, completely." He goes, "We've sent students to your school for probably 6 years," and he said, "This is an observation. It wouldn't be true of every one of your students, but it's true of many of them." I said, "What is that?" And he said, "Your students are so convinced that people are going to get a miracle that they don't know anything about sacrifice and perseverance." And he's had like 5 of our students intern for him. He goes, "Your students are so convinced of miracles," which is the awesome part that he likes. He said, "But if they don't get a miracle, they don't know what to do when it comes to perseverance." Because there's just a lot of us that have seen that we've created this culture and we create expectation, and when the expectation isn't instantly fulfilled, there are some people who don't know our history. They're saying, "There's something wrong. I didn't get my miracle. I went up twice. I got prayed for. I went to the healing rooms. I didn't get prayed for." And it's like, "I don't know what's wrong with me. God's mad at me. I've done something wrong. There's some secret sin in my life. I'm a unique circumstance. I got and the stories go on about why people feel like they're disqualified. Well, I have some kind of my great grandfather was a Mason, and my uncle was a witch, and as if that disqualifies you. Like, so what? And it's the possible side effects of a culture of miracles, signs, and wonders, is that you can come to this place where you believe if it's not instant, then it can't be God, because you're not used to pressing in for things. Luke 11:9, you know this one well. Jesus said, "I say to you, ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened to you." Now, that word ask, knock, and seek is a continuum. It means keep asking, keep knocking, keep seeking. Jesus isn't saying, "Hey, anybody home? All right, you didn't get it. Nobody's home." No, he's going, "Listen, let's just keep this up. Listen, I prayed and nothing happened. What do I do?" "Oh, you're not going to like the answer." "Oh, okay, what's do it differently, pray a different prayer." See, like, we don't get, it's like, no, just go back and do it again. Do what again? You said you prayed. Yeah, go pray again. A different kind of way. Says they're going to be, and it's like we want like a magic words, like it's the magic words. Well, I know why I didn't get my miracles, because I went to the conference and now I learned my magic words. I used to pray in the name of the Father. Now I pray in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Now I got my magic words. And now I'm okay. Now I can go back and pray and I use my magic words. Now what happens is sometimes you use your magic words and you get it. Next time you pray, you use your magic words and it works. And you're like, "That's it. I just need to use my magic words." And what you don't realize is, no, you just were one prayer from getting a breakthrough. We used to, use wood for heat in Weaverville. Yes, I know. It sounds romantic. It totally sucks. You're freezing your butt off. It's totally cold. You're out of wood. You got to go out in the mountains, try to find wood. The whole family's like, "Hope he finds wood," It's just, listen, it's fine if you're a rich guy and you order it in. Like, "Give me some cords," But if the real reason why you're using wood is because you're broke, it ain't fun at all. And then we'd have to split these big old rounds. Rounds is, the stump, like you cut them up and you split them in. But if you've ever split wood before, it looks, if you split a big round, it looks like this. You hit it, you hit it, you hit it, and literally your maul just bounces off. I mean, that may be 10 times, it may be 50 times. It just bounces off. And if you look at that log, it looks like nothing happened. I'm dead serious. It looks like nothing happened. And I can remember when I was a flatlander, and I remember I would hit this log, and this guy, Paul Garwood, our neighbor, we're out there, and I hit the thing about 15 times, and I go, dude, it won't split. He goes, you only hit it 15 times. I'm like, how often do you have to hit it? He said, till it splits. What he said, till it splits. Like I'm stupid. Till it splits, of course. So he takes me out. We go out in the woods, and we get this tree, and I mean, you hit this thing, and you hit it, and you hit it, and you hit it, and you hit it. And I'm not kidding you. It does not look like you did anything to it. And all of a sudden, it might be on the 10th hit, or it might be on the 100th hit. It goes and breaks in half as if it was always wanted to break in half. I remember the first time it ever happened to me, he's like, that's how you do it there, Flatlander. Well, first he goes, you're supposed to hit it in the same spot over and over and over. Try it over here, try it over there, try it over here. He's like, no, it doesn't split because you do it differently. It splits when you hit it consistently in the same spot. That's just a good word right there. Turn to Luke 18. Jesus was telling them a parable to show them that all times they ought to pray and not lose heart. Everybody say, not lose heart. And he says, there was a widow in the city, and she kept coming to him saying, give me legal protection from my opponent. And for a while, he was unwilling to do it. Yet because this widow bothers me, I'm going to give her legal protection. Otherwise, by continually coming to me, she wears me out. And the Lord said, hear what the unrighteous judge did. Now, will not God bring about justice for his elect who cry to him day and night? Listen to this. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? Now, the context here is really interesting because he equates faith with the woman who refused a no. The judge says, no, I'm not going to give you protection. She's like, yeah, you're going to give me protection. And she just keeps going back. And Jesus said, listen, I want you to learn to pray and not lose heart, but I'm concerned that you have faith, and faith is directly connected to the story. In other words, faith means not that you have this great feeling like, I'm going to get a breakthrough, I just know it, but that you keep going back. That you keep going back. And he goes, if you keep persisting, my Father will give you what you want. But I'm concerned you have faith. When I come back, am I going to find people who have faith? And what he means is, am I going to find people that won't give up and lose heart? And he equates faith with people who don't lose heart. What do you do if you don't get an answer? You keep trying. Well, I'm going to need some magic words. Well, maybe you need magic words, and maybe you need training, and maybe there's a reason. That's all good. Sozo, training, equipping. We have a whole school that does it. It's all good. But listen, you're never going to get past. You get all the words right, you get all the training, you get all the equipping, you get all that stuff. You still have to keep hitting the log till it splits. And the truth is, we're using log here as a parable. You got the parable? It is true that you can read a log after a while. You learn to read a log. It's true. And you learn that if you turn the log a certain way and you watch the grain and you read the log, you can. It doesn't mean you're going to get on the first hit or even the 10th. You still may have to go 50 times. But you would have to do 100 if you don't know the log. You don't know how to read the log. So there is something to training and equipping. If you're with me. There's something the old mountain men can teach you. And my friend didn't teach me that for the first 2 months. I'd go out cut with him. I said, how do you do it so quick? He said, I'm just so much stronger than you. What he'd say to me, you're a wimp, man. You're a flatland. You're a city boy. So one day we're out there and he's like, look, see the grain right here? See that? See there's a knot there. See that knot? Yeah, that's a 200 hitter right there. But if you turn it this way and you hit it like that, It's going to split better. I said, why didn't you tell me that 2 months ago? Because you needed to build up your muscle and strength. Well, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because it was interesting the way he trained me, because at first he didn't care whether I split the log, because it's more about me than it was about getting wood. In fact, he used to bring me wood over. He goes, oh, piles get low, here's much wood. Because I need to get stronger. Don't matter if you could read the log or not. I'm not so sure that sometimes the Lord is trying to, let me say it differently. Sometimes I think that the Lord is more interested in the work he's doing in us than the work he's doing through us. Sometimes.